It's amazing.
Well, you didn't have this at Kentucky every day?
Yeah, no, not me.
Well, that was the other side of that.
There you go.
Well, y'all have, I guess, wrapped up on the farm. Can you kind of assess where your guys are at now after working out there?
Well, we've had more good days than bad days. Really trying to preach consistency and get better every day. I thought we took a step back first part of practice today in terms of effort and intensity, but the guys are trying, getting a little bit better, and that's all we ask. You know, try to get a little bit better every day, and fundamentally, we just got to continue to improve.
I know it can be a tough time out there for some of the younger guys. How do you see some of them handle it?
Well, I got two. You know, Chris Jones is he's still kind of stuck in high school mode at times. We've got to get him to understand the speed of the game here and what's required and the amount of intensity and the amount of effort he's got to play with. But he's got some talent, so we just got to keep working with him every day and try to get him to play a little bit faster and improve on some technique things.
How was Trent with that? The young guys, Trent Simpson, you know, coming off last year's knee injury. How's he?
Trent's been really surprised. He's been better. He's moving around better than I thought he would. He's probably a little bit ahead of Chris just from technique, fundamental-wise. But I like him. I like what I've seen him. I think he's got a chance to develop into a pretty good player.
How do you get Chris to transition from high school mode to, you said, college?
Well, we just got to keep pushing him. You know, he's got guys around him that's trying to get him going, and I think peer pressure is probably the best thing. You know, guys are talking to him, say, hey, man, when we line up on the 31st, the bullets are going to be flying for real, and you got to line up and play. So, you never really know until you get in there, and then you see him adjust, see guys adjust to the speed of the game. We can preach it and talk about it all day long, but until it happens, you know, they really don't have a concept of it. He thinks he's playing fast, but he really doesn't have a concept till the game starts.
How have Jones and Simpson helped guys like AJ and Ryan and all the other guys, the backup at ends and places like that?
Who'd you say?
Ryan Brown, AJ Jefferson.
Doing good. I talk to them older guys about coaching them younger guys all the time. And Nico, he's been out with his thumb. He's over there coaching them up. Ryan Brown's done that. You know, AJ hadn't played any ball, so AJ, he can do some coaching, but I don't know if I want him coaching up a whole lot, you know. He's still learning himself, but he's improving. Ryan Brown, Preston's been coaching them guys up, so I'm trying to get them older guys to take a little bit more ownership in this thing.
Can you put into words kind of how difficult or how interesting it might be to coach Quay and Nick compared to everybody else you have?
Well, you know, it depends on the day, to be quite honest. They come out there and their mind's right. They have pretty good days. Today was a better day for Quay. Both of those guys are talented, but right now they just don't have a clue in terms of effort and consistency.
Talk about Nelson Adams. I've heard some players say they've been a little bit surprised. You know, not that he's dominating or anything, but just how he's hanging in there and trying to learn every day.
Well, Nelson, I made a comment to him, the best ability is availability. Nelson's been there every single day, from spring to fall. And if you come out there and work hard, you can't help but get better. And that's what he's done. He's trying. He asks questions. He says, Coach, I'm going to work on this today. I'm going to get better at this. And Nelson's kind of been a hard hat guy. He just shows up and works every day, and it's a lot to be said for that. You know, all of a sudden you develop a little bit more trust in the guy because you know he's going to be there, he's going to battle. He goes when he's hurt, but he's gotten better. You know, he's still a long way from a finished product, but he's getting better.
The few months you've had now to coach Danico, just what's really stood out to you about him, just his tools and his effort?
Well, he's a pretty good athlete. He works hard. I think he wants to be good. There's a lot to be said for that. He's hungry to learn. He's coachable. He hangs on everything you say everything you tell him. And he understands this is his last go-round. You know, this is it for him. And it's probably a little bit more, as most singers, always a little bit more sense of urgency. Yeah. And you try to convey that to the younger guys. But I remember when in my senior year, all of a sudden it's a little bit different because you realize this is the last time he's had his last two a day. You know, it'd be the last time he plays with this group. So he's coming along. We just got to get him back now and get him going again next week.
I know his all-around game is something that he tried to develop, and it looked like it started coming around late last season. Do you see him more as a guy who can equally defend the run in the pass?
He should be able to. You know, he's got talent, he's got length, he's strong enough. I talk to him all the time about, you know, you got to be great in the run and the passing game. Everybody likes rushing the passer, but if you don't stop him on first and second down, you're not rushing the quarterback. So he understands that. He's working at it. He's really been a surprise in the run game, being honest with you, because he plays so hard and his technique's really getting better. And I think he's adjusting to it. You know, coming from East to the SEC, it's always an adjustment. Being a little bit older guy, he understands it, and he's adjusting a whole lot better.
Caleb and PJ had a couple little setbacks early in camp. How have they come along the last week or so?
Caleb's been out there. PJ will get in a little bit. Got to get PJ back and get him healthy. Caleb you know, the more he plays inside, the better he gets. And I'm pleased with where he is. I'm pleased with his progress. Everything he does has been good. We just got to get him out there and get some consistent reps.
Still concerned about your inside depth at
Oh yeah,
tackle?
oh yeah, yeah. You know, I feel we got some bodies, and we just got to kind of mix and match, and hopefully we stay relatively healthy. You know, probably take 4 or 5 guys and just go from there. We got to get PJ healthy, got to get Caleb healthy. And then those young guys have been coming along. Jordan Washington's taking a step forward, which is good for him. We need him to. You know, we talked about Nelson. Nelson, he just keeps getting better. And Jordan Quay's had some good days. You know, so I feel good about it. I think we'll come up with a pretty good combination, and hopefully we just, like I say, keep getting better.
From him and what you've seen at fall camp, do you think he needs to lose a little bit of weight?
Well, I've talked to him about it. I really am not concerned as long as he can move and move fast. And he's a little bit different in terms of athletic ability. So, you know, we monitor that. I'm asking him all the time. And the big thing I ask him, I say, how you feel? You know, if he feels he can handle it, fine. Obviously, we don't want him to gain too much too quick. Matt Bayless and his staff do a great job with them. So, you know, we just kind of play it by ear and see where he is. He's still hovering around 300 pounds, which right now I think is pretty good. But you can tell he's still getting used to it. There's no question about that. But he'll be fine.
Do you think he's lost a little bit of quickness based on that?
I don't know.
Based on
I mean,
what you saw?
I never did get a chance to see him live, so I don't have a point of reference for that. But he does some. He's still pretty quick for a 300-pound man.
How have you seen the pass rush progress? Obviously, last year 19 sacks. That number wants to boost up this year. How have you seen that progress during camp?
Well, we've done some things, try to teach and make sure guys understand it's not all about one guy. You know, it's 4 guys. We in our base front, 4 guys got to work together to rush the quarterback. You know, sometimes you get caught up in it's me rushing, but it's got to be a concerted effort. Everybody's got to be working together, and we've talked about that. I've seen guys work on technique, get a little bit better, but we still got a long ways to go. You know, and we'll see how that comes.
You've been doing this for over 20 years, David. Just do you feel home here again in Mississippi?
Yeah, it's good to be back. I mean, I've had more people tell me, welcome back home. You know, I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, obviously it's good. It's not home for me, but it feels like home. And obviously people think of me as being a hometown guy, so that's a good thing.
Do you ever feel home as a coach?
Do you ever feel home as a coach?
Do you feel like you're ever at home?
I don't know. You know, this is, out of all the places, this has probably been one of the most comfortable spots for me and my family. So as much to home as you can get without being actually at home, I guess is probably the best way of putting it.
Talk about Nick and the consistency and effort. How else have you seen him progress over the summer and in the fall?
Well, he's in better shape. There's no question he's moving better. He's getting better reps, putting better reps on top of better reps. And that's what we've talked to him about, and that's what he's got to do. You know, he's a big man, he's a powerful man, and he's got to learn it's all about technique now. It's not just I can overpower somebody because I'm bigger and stronger than you are. And that's what he's been doing about the last 2 weeks now, which I've been pleased with him. And I'm always talking to him. I say, hey, man, just get another good rep. He's running better, and he is in better condition. He had a great summer, according to Coach Bayless and those guys, and you can tell it now here on the field now practicing.
Appreciate it.